Sports fans, good morning. Welcome to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas's daily free winning show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, Sports Memo. Guys, this is like sweeps week today. We have the best, most explosive, action-packed, all-star cast ever in the history of sports betting. Let me bring them on, guys. I'm going to go around the one real quick. Making a household call, Dr. Chuck, Bustin' Books, Don Buster, KT, Kevin Thomas, the pioneer of the sports betting industry, Ross Benjamin, the Greek god of soccer, Pavlos Laguretos, and from our brother website, I Love Him, You Love Him, our Wednesday regular, Tony Mejia. Good morning, everybody. Collectively, we've got a big show. I'm even going to be a little less long-winded than normal. Everybody laughed. I appreciate that, guys. No fluff today. But I do want to say good morning, honey.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
It's always a happy day. I get to wake up with you and hang out with the best crew in the history of sports betting.
I know. Look at all these stud muffins I'm working with today.
Hey. Kevin Thomas sent me the name of a really good divorce attorney. Anyway, guys, no fluff today, just some discounts right into free winners. We got free winners in sports you never even heard of, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Best cast we've ever had. Dionne, take it away, discounts.
Yeah, so don't forget the $2 Tuesday featured cappers are still available. We have Ross Benjamin and Tim Michael. They both have their 5% plays still available for $2 a piece. So make sure you head on over to the site and pick those up.
Even the dogs love Ross and Tim Michael.
Yes.
We also do have a great discount going on right now for a 30-day NFL or NCAA football package for just $99. All you have to do is use code FBALL99 upon checkout. We also have another discount that Sports Memo is offering right now. You can get 7 days of college basketball for only $49. There is no code needed for that one. 7 days, $49. And also the number one capper over at Sports Memo, Joe D'Amico. He is the number one capper in both winning percentage and profit. You can get 7 days of NBA from him for just $49. All you have to do is use code COURT7 upon checkout.
And you didn't mention that outside of Ross Benjamin, I'm the sexiest handicapper in the history of handicapping. My friends, no fluff today, no BS, just a ton of free winners for you. Our first panelist, guys, and a couple of our panelists are going to come give their free winners. They're going to take off. They want to give room to the other panelists. But, guys, we will run down all the free plays at the end of the show. I want to make sure you get everything you need to get, guys, content-wise. Our first panelist, an icon, a pioneer of the sports betting industry. I always say you do something once, you do it twice, you're lucky. Do it over decades. Do it over decades in sports betting. There's only a few, and less than a handful. And Ross Benjamin is one of them. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what he's going to be doing. He's got a free winner for you. Ross Benjamin in the center square. Take it away, buddy.
Thank you, Joey. Always a pleasure. Notre Dame and Navy is the game I'm going to be covering. But before we get to that, folks, just a friendly reminder, as Dionne alluded to earlier, my 5-star NFL game of the week goes this week on Sunday. And it comes in the game between the Cleveland Browns and Miami Dolphins. Guess what, folks? It's only $2. And you know why that's an even more special offer? Because this season, this regular season, let me specify, my NFL 5-star and 10-star picks this year, 8-0, Joey. So, I mean, again, 8-0 on the year, a 9th one coming up. It's only $2. Reach in your pocket. And make yourself some money, and then continue to follow me and subscribe. All right, let's get to the free pick. Notre Dame Navy, Notre Dame minus 16.5. One of these rare cases where Notre Dame is not the favorite of the betting public. It's Navy who's getting the majority of the action here, and I see why. I mean, the bottom line is Notre Dame's coming off back-to-back huge wins. Last week against Clemson at home, then number 5 Clemson. 2 weeks ago against then number 16 Syracuse. Very impressive wins, expended a lot of emotional energy. However, here's the thing. I get the letdown factor, but I think that Notre Dame, if they brought their B game to this contest, is still going to be more athletic, more physical, and by far the bigger team on both interior lines, and I think that will pay dividends in this contest. I think Navy has the capability of keeping this game close early on, but Notre Dame will wear this team down and wear them down a lot. I know everybody makes a big deal about Navy's time of possession, which is 34-46 on the year. Yeah, they should. But, Notre Dame isn't too bad either. They're holding the ball 33 minutes a game for a team that's not a triple option team. That's a pretty impressive number. I think Notre Dame runs the ball right down their throat, Joe. I also think that Notre Dame will open up their play action passing game, and Navy's strength is definitely not pass defense. And here's the other thing. Notre Dame coming off that win against Clemson last week as a double-digit underdog. Since 2008, at college football, double-digit favorites coming off a double-digit underdog straight-up win. They were just an underdog win since 2008. That's 31-7 against the spread since 2008. They win by an average of 19.6 points per game. I'm going to lay Notre Dame minus the 16.5 against Navy.
My friends, Ross Benjamin says Notre Dame minus the 16.5. You can't argue with success, let alone perfection. 8-0, 5-10% place. He's a winner. He's got a big $2 Tuesday play still available. I got to tell you, if I could get Ross for $20, $200, I'm taking it. $2, you better look over your shoulder because the police are coming up for you like you stole something. Go follow Ross after the show. You're going to follow him to the bank. My friends, Ross is going to take off. We're going to run down the free plays at the end of the show again. Ross, we love you. We adore you. Thank you for coming on and going off quickly. But I got to tell you, we led off with Ricky Henderson today. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you for having me, and good luck to all the panel this week.
Have a great day.
Have a great day, Ross.
Guys, Ross is the winner. Good luck. Follow him. That $2 Tuesday play. I went and bought it because, he wouldn't give it to me. No, he would give it to my wife, but not to me. That $2 Tuesday play. Guys, our next panelist, Kevin Thomas. I always talk about Kevin because Kevin and I have worked together for quite a few years on some different shows and whatnot. And I look forward to Kevin coming on every week. And I say it before and I'll say it again. I am a pretty darn good handicapper, but Kevin is one of the reasons why I am successful. Because I know if I'm up, Kevin's already awake. And I know that every morning I check the Sports Memo leaderboard, I see Kevin Thomas's name on it. I think it's great. I think they nailed it up there. That's how good Kevin Thomas is. He's going to take off after his free play, but I want you to know, before he goes, he's going to tell you about what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing on the premium side, and he's got another free winner for you. Kevin Thomas, the floor is yours, sir.
Well, thank you for the kind words, Joe. I've actually been in a little slump. It's like on, off, on, off. I think it might be from all the partying. As my favorite American League team won the World Series, you guys all know I was rooting for the Astros there. So I've been partying hard all week since that. You can get you right to that free winner, though. Actually, I have a pick in every sport today. So whatever you're a fan of, I'm one of the top hockey cappers last 30 days. I'm in the NBA. I'm like in the middle there. College basketball, we just started 1-1. Mercer let me down yesterday. And then hockey. No, I already said hockey. NBA, I'm right there too. So college football. I got a pick in every sport that's going on today that I cap. So you can't go wrong. Go there, check it out. A lot of discounts. And on Sports Memo, all 4 for $40. That's a 4-pack for $40. Right to my free winner. I'm looking at the Pacers and Nuggets. Now, what I'm looking at is the Nuggets. I mean, they got Jamal Murray back. This team is primed to make a big run. They're 7-3, 5-5 ATS. You got Jokic, 2-time MVP, and he's almost averaging a triple-double already. I think he's 1 assist away from a triple-double for an average. So this team is firing all cylinders. They're healthy. But I'm going with the Pacers here at 5.5. Look, the Pacers are 6-4 against the spread. They've covered the last 5. And they just hosted the Pelicans, who I believe are going to be one of the top 3 Western teams. And they beat them pretty good. They outright beat them. So that line opened at 6 and went to 5. That was a surefire for me with the Pacers there. But we're looking at the Pacers, and there's no huge stars on this team. You got Turner. You got Tyrese Halliburton, who's actually who I wanted for the 76ers. You got Buddy Hyde, who's actually playing really good. These guys are all averaging in double digits. but it's the bench we're looking at. I mean, their 6th-round overall pick, Benedict Mathern, this kid is lighting it up. I mean, he's actually right now number 2 in the rookie of the year. So I'm not sleeping on it because I think the Pacers have the edge at the bench here. The Nuggets have the edge on everything else, but the bench comes in big, especially when a road team has to travel. I think the Pacers get it done. I'm not going to say they're going to win this game, but 5.5 is a lot. I'm looking at a 3 to 2 point spread. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm all right laying the 5 points or getting the 5 points here with the Pacers.
Great stuff from Kevin Thomas. He says the Pacers plus the points, they are a winner. And you know who else is a winner? Kevin Thomas. You know, Kevin's always on the leaderboards. He said, I love the integrity you get from the guys at Sportsman on WagerTalk. You know, we're all documented winners because numbers don't lie. You don't believe me? Go check them out at Sportsman on WagerTalk. Kevin's a winner. He says in a little small slump. I know that Kevin's being very modest about how much he wins because he wins so often. But it's when you win as much as Kevin Thomas does, it's the losses that stick in your head. It really pisses you off. And Kevin walks it like he talks it. You know, his integrity is unrivaled in this business, and his documented numbers are unrivaled. Guys, after this show, go follow Kevin over at Sportsman. You're going to follow him to the back. I believe you said, Kevin, 4 plays tonight, $40. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That's correct. The 4-pack.
Kevin is a winner. He's got to take off. He's got to go walking like he's talking. He's got to get his bets in, guys. He ain't no poser. I'll tell you that. He bets everything he puts out. Kevin, we thank you for coming by. We'll again at the end of the show, we're going to run down all the free plays. We love you. Good luck. God bless.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good luck, everybody.
Bye, buddy.
Cheers, Kevin.
Kevin Thomas, guys, one of the best in the industry. I love him. I love the integrity from Kevin. You know, speaking of integrity. You know, you may think that WagerTalk and Sportsman are 2 different companies. While they're 2 different sites and 2 different brands, we are one company. And the cappers that were handpicked, and guys, when you are as known and as successful and as profitable as WagerTalk and Sportsman, you can have your pick of any capper on the planet to be on your website. Over on our brother website, WagerTalk, Tony Mejia was handpicked, and I got to tell you, he's one of the best in the world. I got to know Tony because he and I were both journalists for a couple of the same publications over the years. I got to really respect him. And then I got to know him as a person. And I got to tell you, as good as he is at picking winners, he's even sweeter as a person. I love him. But he is one of the best in this industry. And we're happy to have him here every Wednesday. He's going to tell you what he's been doing at WagerTalk, what he's going to be doing at WagerTalk. He's got another free winner. I got to tell you, his free plays on the First Family Show. Killing it. Tony Mejia, the floor is yours, buddy.
Oh, thanks for having me, everybody. I actually pushed last week so the perfect record is intact, but I still feel bad because we gave out the Central Michigan, Northern Illinois under 57, and the number ended up at 57 and closed at 56-ish or 55.5, 56. So from that standpoint, kind of take an L, but not really. So we will try to be clearer today in a game involving Central Michigan. And I've never been to Mount Pleasant. I've been to a couple places in Michigan, but I imagine that Mount Pleasant isn't that pleasant this time of year, but it's more pleasant than it will be in a couple of months. So today the weather will be in the low 50s, a little nippy, but for the most part, I think it's going to be all right. And Buffalo's certainly going to be used to it. So we got a little action today between the Bulls and the Chippewas. Chips at this point are playing with their backs against the wall. They've got to win out to be bowl eligible, whereas Buffalo is in the throes of an East Division that's tightly contested between 3 teams that are all vying for the conference, for a berth in the conference championship game. So we'll see what happens there with Buffalo over the next couple of weeks. But from the standpoint of this game, I think it's interesting that this open to pick 'em. And most people like the Chips at home. I like the Bulls, and you can get a plus 1.5 at this point, and there's some 2s out there. So we kind of like that, even though the money's coming in on Central Michigan. You can find this play at wt.buzz/TM if you want complete details. But the rationale is simple. We got a Bulls team that has done a nice job of this season. I thought that they would take a step backwards. They haven't. And Central Michigan has played 3 quarterbacks, did so last week. Daniel Richardson is the best one of them, and he's the most experienced, and they still have him in for passing, but he's not moving as well as he normally does. So, clearly there's something wrong with him. There's something wrong with Lou Nichols, the Max Offensive Player of the Year last year. He's dealing with an ankle issue, did come back last week. So he gave him a boost, but it was obvious that he's not 100%. So you've got a Central Michigan squad that isn't at where the level that we expected them to be, facing a Buffalo squad that I think will come out and play well. So we're going to take the points, ride the Bulls. Today at WagerTalk, I will have a 4% soccer package. There's already a couple plays out there for clients. I'm going to lump them all in with the 4%, which is in Bologna and Inter Milan. We rarely go 4% on soccer, so really like something here. 4% Maction package, which this Buffalo play will be a 2% client play, so you guys are getting it for free. There's a game I like more in there that will highlight that package. We've got an NBA stuff, 17-7 run there, and going really well. And what else is going on today? The college football show is at 2 p.m. I will be on that. The NBA show is at 4:30 p.m. I will be on that. And then we'll do some panel videos with Andy Lang and Megan Payton, Sean Payton's daughter, who's doing a fantastic job at WagerTalk. You guys should be following her as well. So very loaded, busy day. That's why I'm stepping out a little bit early. But college basketball stuff, we're going to have a package of something there, or at least a client play. So from that standpoint, taking all access pass today, all day pass, you'll get everything for 24 hours. So loaded day, and I wish everybody luck and appreciate you guys having me. I'll hang out for a minute or two. If you got something else.
Great stuff, guys. My good friend Tony Mejia, I'm always honored to have him on this show. I got to tell you, numbers don't lie. You got to go over to WagerTalk and look at Tony's list of achievements. They're longer than the Deshaun Watson plaintiff list. It is huge. I mean, he's got so many lists of achievements and accolades that I went the first couple times you went to come on the show, I went to pull them. I'm telling you, it was like reading hieroglyphics. It was crazy.
You just got to go to his page.
You just got to go to his page. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. He is a winner after the show. You need to go to WagerTalk. Just like SportsMemo, WagerTalk has the best customer appreciation discounts on the planet. Go check Tony out. He's going to stick around for a minute or two. So if you have a question or a comment. Guys, our next guest, I got to tell you, our next panelist, you know about Zeus, Poseidon, and Ares. They're all Greek gods. But not one of them can pick winners like the Greek god of soccer, Pavlos Laguretos. Not only that, but he's a good-looking son of a gun, I'll tell you that. And he doesn't have his sunglasses on. I love him today. He's braver than me. That's because he's better looking than I am. I got to wear my glasses. I got to hide myself. My good friend Pavlos, I told you before, and I'll tell you again, I have never seen, I've worked with everybody in the history of this business, from the icons to guys that come and went over the years. I've worked with them all over the last 20-some years here in Vegas. I've never worked with anybody that is as great in any individual sport as Pavlos is in soccer. I personally have bet 14 of the games of the plays in soccer he's put out. I am 14-0. Guys always talk about who the greatest fighter is, Well, the greatest boxer of all time is Sugar Ray Robinson, hands down. But when people talk about heavyweights, they go, this guy, that guy, another guy. You can't argue with Marciano being 49-0. 14-0. Pavlos gave me 14 straight winners. He's the best I've ever seen. He's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing. He's got another free winner for you. The Greek god of soccer, Pavlos Laguretos, the floor is yours.
Yeah, we smashed another winner in our free play last week in this show with Dinamo Zagreb plus 1.5 goal against Chelsea. It was an easy win. Now I have several plays. Actually, I'm 4-1 over the last couple of days with a couple of NHL plays, NBA plays, and soccer plays as well. And I gotta be honest with you guys. Friday and Saturday were kind of rough in terms of betting, but I cleared my head on Sunday, and this week has been really, really nice. And I got soccer plays, I got NBA plays. There's I got look ahead spots for the weekend. There's all kinds of stuff going on. And of course, the World Cup is about 10, 11, 12 days away. So there's that. So, but first I want to give you guys a free play, which I really think is going to be a very interesting winner and an easy winner tonight from the Brazilian Serie A. The match goes live at 5 p.m. Eastern, and it's a match between Fluminense and Goiás. We're going to take Canao to score anytime at minus 165. Now, this guy plays for Fluminense, and he's been firing no cylinders so far in the Brazilian season, in the Brazilian league this season. He scored 24 goals, and he's on his way to grab the award for the top scorer. Now, the second player, the second leading scorer, Pedro, has 19 goals, has 5 fewer goals. And there are just 2 more matches to be played to finish the season. And now the top scorer and the second scorer are playing against each other because Fluminense are playing against Goiás. Now, there's got to be some goals here because there's teams looking for some, to get some points to move to the Copa Sudamericana. There's I'm gonna stay away from the totals. I'm gonna take a player prop on Canao to score. And there's another reason why. It's highly unlikely that he will lose the top scorer award. But the interesting part here is that he has scored 42 goals in all competitions so far this year, and scoring one more goal will tie him with the Neymar and Gabriel Barbosa's record for most goals scored in a single year. Now, scoring 2 more goals in the 2 remaining matches will break this record, which is a huge deal. Again, this is a record that's I don't know, maybe 6-7 years old, and the last guy that broke it was Neymar. So there's that, and so it's a huge deal for Canao to score at least a couple of goals in the 2 remaining matches. And tonight's match, they're playing at home, so I think he's going to do it tonight. I'm going all in. No, not all in, because it's a player prop and everything can happen. But it's one of my strongest bets for tonight. Taking Canao to score anytime at -165. If you don't like the price, you can stick it in a parlay. I personally I'm gonna bet it as a single, and I'm gonna throw a considerable amount of money because I believe in that bet. Also taking a small stake bet on Canao to score 2 or more goals at +240. It's that second prop is not available everywhere. But yeah, I think Canao is gonna get the job done today, and maybe he's gonna score a couple of goals.
Sports fans, the Greek god of soccer, Pavlos Laguretos, says Canao. I love it. When he first sent me this game this morning, I thought he was doing baseball with Robinson Cano. That's how much I know about soccer. But I don't need to know anything about soccer because I have full faith in Pavlos and what he tells me to do. You know, when I'm sick, I go to a doctor. Plain and simple. I don't take out my own appendix. I don't know a lot about soccer, and whether you do or don't, Pavlos is the guy you need to follow when it comes to soccer. Now, he is a winner, and I got to tell you, his 5 and 10 unit plays, oh my goodness, off the charts. He is a winner, and he's one of the best big game hunters on the planet. After the show, you need to follow Pavlos. Whatever he tells you. If he tells you today is Halloween, you throw out your calendar because he's right and your calendar's wrong. That's how good he is. I love Pavlos. You love Pavlos. Now, Pavlos has to take off. He's got some other commitments. We appreciate you coming by, Pavlos. You're a busy guy. When you're as good as you are, you're in demand. We're going to run down all the free plays again at the end of the show. Pavlos, we love you. We'll see you later. God bless, buddy.
Have a good day, Pavlos.
I'm going to roll out too, guys. Best
All
of
right,
luck.
Tony. Thank you for everything. Good luck this weekend, and I'll talk to you over the weekend anyway.
Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye, buddy.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Pavlos and Tony had to take off, as well as did Kevin Thomas and Ross Benjamin. And then there were 4. But
I feel like I'm sending my kids off to school,
school?
little by little.
Say we went
sometimes, not with this crew, but some
we
of
had
the
a
guys.
full. We had a full Hollywood Squares, Paul Lind in the middle and everything, and now we're down to
Some of these guys, they have other appointments. Some have a date. Some have to go and take their Metamucil because I know I do. Doc is laughing. My good friend Don Buster, he's been busting books for years, and he's doing some great work on quite a few sports. And, he always comes on, he does hockey, and he's like the guy I listen to when it comes to the ice. I don't do a lot of hockey. Dionne's doing well in hockey, and I listen to her now because she certainly knows a lot more than me. But Don Buster has been winning on the ice for years. But that's not the only thing he wins on. He does good in tennis, in golf. He does good in football. He does good in basketball. He is a great capper. When you look at a guy who's a real renaissance man in sports betting, Don Buster is the first person that comes to my mind because he does such an array of sports, and he's so good in all of them. And not only that, but he is one of the sweetest and the best guys you could ever know. Every time he is on the show, me and Dan are smiling because we know we get to share a little time with one of the nicest guys in the world. Guys, Don Buster is a winner. He's going to tell you a little bit about what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing, and he has another free winner for you. Don Buster, the floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Dionne. Hopefully you feel that same way. Hopefully I'll be able to see you. It looks like I'm going to be going down to Vegas for Thanksgiving, just trying to book my flight. The wife's, I think, is trying to book it right now as we speak, as I've had a little bit of problems booking it for whatever reason. I don't know. But anyways, yes, thanks for all the kind words, as always. Good to see everybody in the panel. We're going to go to the NHL like we always do. Last week gave you guys a free winner. Hopefully you can do the same thing. Yesterday on Puck Time was probably our worst show in 4 years. It was terrible. So hopefully I can, the guys that watch the both shows will be able to pick up a free winner here. And that free winner is going to be on Minnesota in regulation. And I say free winner. We actually gave this out to our clients as a best bet. That's how much we like this game. We had Minnesota last night, and they were a total no-show. Now, truthfully, I don't even understand how they can play that way after having 4 days off. So maybe they were maybe they were getting up to maybe no good, and that's they needed a game, but it was terrible. Now they play a back-to-back, and they've been shut out twice in a row, so they haven't been able to score. But as there's Dr. Chuck on here, it looks like a doctor ordered something for the Minnesota Wild here, because they get to go up against Anaheim, who are the worst team in the NHL for allowing goals. They average 4.6 goals a game, Anaheim. So if Minnesota is going to get better, they're going to get better there. Now, this is a back-to-back. And in back-to-back games, we've been talking about a lot. Back-to-back games this year early, the back-to-back team hasn't done too well. But last night, I think they split. And Minnesota is an actually rare animal in this situation. They've only had one this year on the road, both won that back-to-back, but they're 6 for 6 in back-to-back plays in their last 6 games. So here's a team that I don't mind backing on a back-to-back. They also, one other big thing for us here, they have owned Anaheim. They're 11-1 the last 12 with the Ducks. I'm expecting this club, who is a club that was highly rated to start this season and haven't played up to their rating. I firmly believe after the no-show last night that they will show some pride, because you have to show some pride after that display last night, and they will beat the Ducks. We take them in regulation because we're somebody that does not lay 180, 170 in a game. So we take them in regulation here to get the job done.
Great stuff. Don Bester said, born to be the Minnesota Wild in regulation, minus 120. I had to throw one of those in there today. Guys, my good friend Don Buster is a winner, and he does very well on the show with his free plays. Mm-hmm. And the class, the integrity, and the winning percentage. The first guy that always comes to mind when you put all those three together is Don Buster. He's there, and then everybody else.
And we're happy to have him back on the show.
And we're happy to have you every week on the show. At least, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you in a couple of weeks. Thanksgiving, maybe we sit down, have a nice meal, have a few laughs, have some fun. We get to have get the family together. It'll be nice. Don Buster is a winner, guys. Go over to Sports Memo. Don's going to stick around for a couple of minutes. He's nice enough to stick around. Very patient. Like I said, one of the sweetest guys in the world. But as sweet as he is, a winning capper. Go over to Sports Memo, follow him. You're going to follow him to the bank. We're going to the prettiest person on the entire panel today. And with Ross Benjamin and Kevin Thomas on, that's not an easy task. My wife, Dionne D'Amico, I'm very proud of her for a lot of things. This isn't an easy business for anybody. We see a lot of, especially with social media, everybody's got their 15 minutes of fame, 24 hours a day. Everybody's the best, the best, the best. You hear about people, they go. You hear about people, they go. They hear about people, they go. Especially when you hear about, and I'm going to say it, I'm sorry, I don't mean to point out, this is a male-dominated industry. Odds making, sports betting, you go to the sports books, and on this side of the counter, so to speak, there's not a lot of women that have broken down the barrier. But Dionne is certainly one of the women that have not just kicked the door down, but she really broke it down, and she's doing a great job. And I got to tell you, 4-2 in the NBA, very selective. I love that you're selective. As selective as she was picking a husband. 4-2 in the NBA. I believe she's won 4 straight on the ice.
I have.
Last weekend was a good weekend in football overall again. And I got to tell you, and your free plays are doing pretty good.
They are.
4 months, over 80%, on all the shows. This, Sports Memo TV, College and Pro Football Forecast, Family Affair, over 80%. If her free plays are hitting that, what do you think a premium plays can do? She's going to tell you what she's been doing, what she's going to be doing. She got another free play winner for you. The First Lady of Las Vegas, the floor is yours.
Thank you. And as Joey has mentioned, I have been all over the leaderboards in NHL and NBA. Today, I do have 3 big winners for you in 3 different sports today. I have my NHL hat trick, my 100% NBA crash the boards, and my NCAA football touchdown play. All 3 games will be posted right after the show over at Sports Memo, so make sure you head on over to the site and pick those up. And also, this is the perfect time to go ahead and take advantage of all of those amazing discounts that the great folks over at Sports Memo have going on right now for you. Those are all good until Sunday at midnight, so hop on those before they do disappear. And today for my free play, guys, the Atlanta Hawks are a good team. They sit atop the Southeast Division at 7-3. And let's face it, they've always been strong at the State Farm Arena. This season alone, they are 4-1 at home. However, the Utah Jazz are coming to town, and they are a much stronger team. I understand that they are just 4-3 on the road so far this season. I also understand that the Hawks are on a 3-game win streak, both straight up and against the spread. But I do feel this team is in for a huge letdown here, following their Monday night 117-98 rout over the Bucks. They have to face a Jazz team that has covered 6 in a row, winning 5 of those 6 straight up. And by the way, they've covered all 3 of their road games during their current ATS hot streak. And you know what else?
Tell me what else.
Utah has had their way with Atlanta, taking 5 in a row straight up in this series, covering the last 4 consecutive meetings. They are a little stronger defensively and will certainly slow down the Atlanta offense. To me, I just think the Hawks are in a big letdown here, and Utah's going to catch them right at the right time and get a big, big road victory at the State Farm Arena here tonight. So I like them outright, but I will go ahead and take the 3.5 points here today on this matchup.
First lady of Las Vegas is take the Jazz plus the points. She's a winner, guys. 4-2 in the NBA so far this season. She's won 4 straight NHL. You have how many plays going up tonight?
I have 3 that will be going up right after the show. I have 1 in hockey, 1 in NBA, and 1 in college football.
Guys, really quick, and I'll bring everybody else in, but real quick, Dionne and I, we get up same time usually every day. She makes coffee. I get some numbers. I used to get my pitching report. It doesn't come anymore at 3 a.m. And then we do numbers together, and then she goes into her office. I'm in my office. We have to start talking about what games we have. Because I have an NCAA football touchdown play too.
Oh, you do?
That's okay. This is funny. This will to show you that we don't plan on what we got. I don't know. And we never know what each other has. Rarely, unless I'm doing something where I'm talking to someone or talking to one of the guys on the show before. So, you got this, you got that. We rarely know what each other has. But
the only thing that we usually know what we have is our free plays that we do on the show, because we like to make sure that nobody on the show gives out a duplicate. So we like to make sure that you guys have a variety. And that's the only way I know sometimes.
Sometimes we race to get our free plays out there. If there's a small card, we'll race to get it. Wait a minute. No, I got it first. But, guys, Dionne is a winner. She's got 3 big winners going on tonight, 3 different sports. Follow her. Best customer appreciation discounts on the planet, RX Sports Memo. Don's sticking around. Dionne obviously has to stick around. But you got to understand, guys, I'm laughing during Dionne's analysis. First of all, I did like your angle, and I think Dr. Chuck and Don would agree. Of the letdown situation after they beat one of the best teams in the league. Look at Dr. Chuck shaking his head, saying yes, because, this is something we look at after a big game where, you're not supposed to win against one of the best teams in the league. That's really, I like that angle. But when we have 4 dogs, Teaser, Dice, Pygow, and Keno, and they are running around, obviously, always. You hear them barking at the beginning of the show. When Dionne was reading it, every time they hear Dionne's voice, they come around, and they're nipping at our heels. They're licking our legs. They're going crazy. So I was laughing. I couldn't help but laugh. And little Pygow's face is sticking up right in between the top. So I can't stop laughing. Dionne's a winner. Follow her. Guys, speaking of winners, my good buddy, Dr. Chuck, who's making a house call today, just to let you know, $100 bettors over the last 3 days, $100 bettors over the last 3 days are up $3,814. Guys, you can go a whole season and have a good season and not be up that amount of money. Dr. Chuck, the last 3 days, all sports at Sports Memo, $3,814, $100 bettors are up. You see his name on the leaderboards all the time. He does a multitude of sports. He's always winning, and he's always on those leaderboards. He's going to tell you what he's been doing, going to tell you what he's going to be doing. He's got a free play winner for you. Dr. Chuck, the operating room is yours, buddy.
And thank you for that introduction. And as Buster said when he opened his, what am I going to do for my free play? As always, it's going to be tennis. There's a little bit of a wind down in tennis. I always talk about how it's a 52-week-a-year sport, but there's a little bit of a wind down as the finals, WTA finals just happened. The ATP finals are next week or coming right up. But there's still always going to be tournaments. What else we have going on? I'm not often known as a selective bettor. I am in a lot of sports volume bettor. In the NHL, I actually am. I fall more on that selective side, and Buster is tough to catch. Not going to lie. I have started off the season very well, winning 70%, and I'm still a good bit behind that guy. So make sure you get that guy's paid plays, not just his free plays from this show in NHL. We have tennis all day, most every day. NBA, had a day off yesterday. Really solid NBA on Monday. We'll back with our NBA plays, a couple up already. We have a couple tennis plays this afternoon already up. And the play I'm about to give you is a play that I had already released. It's a premium play. It's a really solid look in a very interesting tournament. It's the next. So there's 2 ATP finals. The ATP finals that involve Djokovic and Nadal and the top 8 in the ATP. And then there's the next gen ATP finals, which is the 21 and under group. And the match I'm looking at today in the 21 and under ATP finals is Lorenzo Musetti, who is the number 1 seed here, and he's taking on Dominic Stricker, big lefty. Yesterday in his match, he was a pretty big dog against Jack Draper, who was another lefty, and he beat him in straight sets. It's a very, very strange format. So I don't know if I've put out, Joe jokes that once I started putting out tennis, I was never going to stop putting out tennis. And sorry, I think we're going to have a guest. I'm apologizing. And it's not a dog. Spread plays. I'm sorry. Spread plays are tough sometimes in tennis because if you don't, just a quick thing, you have to, first to 6, win by 2, or 7, win by 2. This tournament is a very strange tournament. It's best 3 out of 5 sets, but it's first to 4, win by 2. You play a tiebreak at 3 all. So getting 3.5 games here with a guy that I think should probably be a lot closer to even or favored against Musetti here, especially off of that performance, is unbelievable. He could lose in straight sets in tie breaks, and we still cover this because of the format. If Musetti were to go 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, we have a outright loss on a money line play, and Dominic Stricker covers this. I don't think that's the case. I think this might be 5 sets. If we get to 5 sets, I feel even more comfortable that we're going to cover this. It's going to be really hard for Musetti, period, to break Stricker's serve, and that's kind of what we're looking at here. If you wanted to take a side, I would absolutely play the nearly 3-1 money line that you're getting on Dominic Stricker here. I think he's a very live dog. Musetti definitely takes games and sets off and has done so, even winning titles in the last several weeks. And so he's favored because of the name, even though, we joke all the time. He's not a name to anybody else on this show, but he's a name to me, and he's a name to the people that are following tennis. Lorenzo Musetti is, and he's the number 1 seed. That's fair. I understand why he's the number 1 seed. I don't think he even wins today. Take the spread, maybe take the money line, and a little bit less, maybe a quarter of what you would play on this spread play, and if you can find it, watch it because it'll be fun. Dominic Stricker is fun to watch serve. And I think we're hopefully going to go 11 out of 12 with our tennis plays here on the First Family Show so far.
Great stuff. I mean, near perfect. Can't argue with that success. Guys, the only person in sports betting that could prescribe a remedy for all your sports betting ailments, Dr. Chuck is a winner. I love him. You love him. I told you. $100 bettors. I mean, it is amazing. Up 3,800 in 3 days. That is just off the charts. I'm telling you right now. Guys, good, solid, successful seasons where you're winning for the season, you can't win that much for your followers. And he did that in 3 days. What do you think you can do for your 7 or 30?
I apologize. We almost had a daughter sighting. So for those that wanted to see her, I'm sorry. For those that didn't, I'm sorry.
Hey, sports fans, I want you to the First Family Show. We have a lot of fun. We give great content, have a lot of fun. But the charm of the show is anything can happen. We got dogs barking, backdrops are falling, kids are coming. Guys, it doesn't matter. That is the charm of this show because this is the real show with real cappers. We don't BS you. We're not candy coating it. I mean, and you would be surprised. You would think we have wardrobe mistresses and makeup artists because we're all good looking here. We have no ugly cappers on this show. None. We won't put them on the show, I promise. Anyway, guys, Dr. Chuck's the winner. Follow him. He's going to stick around, and I do appreciate Dr. Chuck batting 7th today. Wow.
Yeah.
What a cast. What a panel today. I'm going to take the floor for a minute. I'm closing it out, guys, because I am excited. Dr. Chuck didn't even have to give me a Viagra, prescribe me a Viagra. No, Joey, you don't need a Viagra. I appreciate it, honey. Sports fans, I swept the gridiron board Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. A perfect 4-0. Today, I continue my football hot streak as I have my coveted NCAA football touchdown play. Over the years, my TD plays have become one of the most popular and certainly one of the most profitable in the business. They're riding a 68, 37-1 run. 65%, guys. Get on my hot streak with this proven winner. Get paid, score a touchdown. Also, doesn't stop there. Number 1 NBA profit. Number 1 NBA winning percentage right now. So they continue my domination at the pro basketball realm with another big NBA winner for you. I have my legendary NBA Las Vegas Strip move. Currently this season, they're perfect, 100%. They're riding, going back to the beginning of last season, a 15-5 run. When all of my Vegas odds making, sportsbook, and sports betting contacts come in with the same team as my analyst tonight, it becomes this Las Vegas street movement. Just because I'm winning and I'm number one all over the leaderboards, guys, doesn't matter the sport. Not price gouging. I got both plays up for $15 right now each over at SportsMemo. Now my free play, I did good in the MAC last night. I'll tell you that.
You did.
I had a big winner in the MAC last night, guys. Sometimes the odds makers are looking to trap you with a line, and sometimes they're just plain old wrong. I'm here to tell you that in tonight's MAC conference matchup, the odds makers got it wrong. My free play today takes place in the Kent State Bowling Green matchup. Kent State having issues this year. No questioning that. In the conference, they're just 2-3 overall. They are 3-6 on the campaign. However, Bowling Green, despite an overall record of 5-4, has dominated MAC play 4-1 in the conference this season. With 5 overall wins right now, a couple of games remaining against 2 first-place MAC East and West squads, Bowling Green needs a win here tonight to get a chance at a bowl, guys. They come in here winning 3 in a row and 4 of their last 5 straight up, covering 2 of their last 3. Following an early October embarrassing loss at the hands of Buffalo, this team has turned around. They won every game since, guys. They're playing good. They got some momentum. On the other hand, Kent, they're absolutely horrible. Sorry, Kent fans. They're horrible. Not only are they bad overall, but they have crushed bettors. They failed to cover 5 consecutive outings. Furthermore, this is a huge event situation as well. The Golden Flashes have taken the last 4 meetings in this division rivalry. I just feel these aren't the same 2 teams that we've seen in recent years. These are 2 very different teams this season. While statistically both score about the same and both give up about the same, I think you're going to see a different outcome than in recent matchups. The Falcons are just playing better football overall. They come in here with some momentum, and they need to get that 6th victory, guys. Their next 2 games, as I mentioned earlier, I want to go a little more in detail, are against Toledo, which is the MAC West top team, and Ohio, which is the MAC East top team. Guys, these 2 teams are very good teams. Let's say they have tough outings, but let's say they don't win. They can't take any chances to get the next 2 and to try to get a win. They have to win here tonight. They have to get their 6th win here tonight. This is a severe urgency. Please take note that the Golden Flashes 0-6 against the spread the last 6 games versus conference opponents. I feel the wrong team is favored here. Take the Falcons plus the points. Take your bookmakers' money. Let's bring everybody back on. Let me get some closing thoughts and comments from our guys real quick. We started with 8. Now there's 4. We're going to run down all the free plays in a minute, so you're not going to miss anything, guys. Let me go to Don Buster. Don, closing thoughts or comments for any or all of our viewers out there.
Actually, thanks for having me on the show today, Joe. Big lot of free plays, and hopefully we do well here. And as always, just best of luck to everyone, and have a good day.
Don Buster, I got to tell you, I'm going to take another moment just to say you're a great capper, and you're just always professional. But you are a class act, and I got to tell you, we love that about you. And Dan and I always are in a good mood when you're around. We thank you for that, and we really do hope we got the opportunity to see you in a few weeks here in Vegas. And don't worry,
I do as well, Joe. Hopefully, we will all be in touch.
Don't worry, as Dr. Chuck can attest to, I always have bail money on me. So if we get in trouble, we got that covered. My good friend, Dr. Chuck, any closing thoughts or comments for our viewers, sir?
Yeah, and they're ready if they take a wrong turn somewhere on the strip. They're ready to they're ready to fight. But yeah, I kind of want to see. This was such a big show with an almost entire Brady Bunch panel of guests. I want to see a couple of our followers and commenters parlay. Maybe the Groovy Meister will parlay all 8 plays for a couple bucks and post that ticket. See if we can go 8-0 on this show. Wouldn't that be something? It would be. Would you ever do it again? It makes you wonder.
Guys, I love Dr. Chuck, and we have a couple of inside jokes when Dr. Chuck came to town a few months ago. We had a lot of fun, though, with his wife and his beautiful baby boy. Gorgeous family, guys. Gorgeous. As a matter of fact, his family look like the picture inside of a wallet when you buy a new wallet. They are just perfect. The whole family is gorgeous. And
that's
I love
why I take the pictures.
Dr. Chuck, but they are absolutely, the whole family is gorgeous. And Dr. Chuck, I got to tell you, his kids, we see a lot of Dr. Chuck, especially in the little guy, man. That face and that smile. He sent me a picture at about 4 a.m. and I had to run down the hall and go, Dionne, she said, what's the matter? I said, Dr. Chuck showed us a picture. So, guys, beautiful family. Guys, a couple of quick things. We're going to run down the free plays. Dionne's going to take us out. It's been a long show, but we've had longer this week with less panelists because, I was a lot less long-winded today. So let me run down the free plays. Ross Benjamin had to take off, and he is a $2 Tuesday feature capital along with Tim Michael, guys. 5-unit play. Ross has got up doing great work in SportsMemo. Notre Dame Fighting Irish minus 16.5 over the Navy midshipmen. Kevin Thomas, who had to take off, and he's all over the leaderboards as well. He's taking the Pacers tonight, plus the 5.5. He likes them very strongly. My good friend Tony Mejia from our brother website, so WagerTalk, says the Buffalo Bulls. I believe Tony's 3-1 so far on this show.
I believe so.
Can't argue with 75%. Says take Buffalo in the MAC contest tonight. The Greek god of soccer, Pavlos Laguretos, said Canao to score minus 165. I believe that I'm fortunate to know on Pavlos's plays that I've bet. Sometimes I didn't get a chance to play all of his plays, but I played. I'm fortunate to know. Let's go to Don Buster. What'd you have for everybody, buddy?
I got the Minnesota Wild tonight in regulation time.
Dionne, what did you have for everyone?
I am going with the Jazz plus 3.5 today.
My good buddy, Dr. Chuck.
And much like Dionne, I think that my play, Dominic Stricker, could also win outright.
I love it. You got to love it, guys. Your sexy and savory host said Bowling Green Falcons plus the 2.5. I like them straight up, but I'll take the 2.5, guys. Dionne's going to take us out of here. We're going to let you go so you can take advantage of all this great free content. Guys, we love you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Dionne, take us out.
Yeah, so make sure that you follow all of these amazing cappers on Twitter along with myself and Joey, and tune into all of Sports Memo TV show for a ton of free winners and a bunch of betting insights. And on behalf of Sports Memo, let's see, we had Ross, Kevin, Tony, Don, Pavlos, Dr. Chuck, and us, the First Family of Vegas.
And Roddy, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, everybody out there, good luck.